The United States is a very unique place in the grand scheme of history. It's so unique that the rest of the world is becoming like it, and therefore is actually losing its uniqueness, but that's a story for another time. For most of history, the vast majority of countries had monarchs, and the US was not so unique in this regard. It shared a monarch with Great Britain, but like the rebellious child it was, the American colonies didn't like it when its kingly parent tried to control them.
Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, alright? I learned it by watching you.
So they rebelled, made their own nation, and went on to become one of the most powerful empires that ever existed. Despite this history, there are some groups that want to re-establish a monarchy. I mentioned one of these organizations in a previous video, the International Monarchist League. They claim to be the oldest and longest running organization in the United States promoting monarchism, however that claim is suspect. The first true monarchist organization in the United States was the Constantan Society, founded in 1970 and ceased activities in 1999 after the death of its founder. The American branch of the Monarchist League claims that it succeeded this group. They back this claim up by boasting most of the same members from the Constantan Society and acquiring the rights to most of the former organization's archive. The organization holds events, or at least claims to. I can't find any activity from the national level organization. I have found multiple social media accounts for separate chapters, but most of them are non-active. The few that are active are mostly just sharing any article that references the possible return of a monarchy somewhere in the world. The website for the Monarchist League of America offers memberships. With those memberships, you receive a quarterly journal and invites to events held by the organization, of which I'm fairly certain that there aren't any. You can go to their website and find several essays that attempt to justify monarchy and why America should adopt one. Membership costs either £35 a year or £700 for a lifetime membership. And with this membership comes invitations to events that don't occur and a quarterly newsletter that mostly talks about what's going on with the British royal family, despite this organization being the International Monarchist League. In my research, I came across a second organization that called itself the American Monarchist League, or at least I think that it's a separate organization. The only info on it is from an archived GeoCities webpage, which is a tad dated. It has a bunch of links to various pages from iconography of American monarchism to alternate interpretations of the American Revolution. There is at least one more monarchist organization of note in the US, and that is the Royalist Party USA. Aside from the Monarchist League, it appears to have the most developed website, at least in appearance. When you dig into the material on the website, you see that it hasn't been very well maintained. The news section of the front page hasn't been updated since July of 2014, and their blog was last updated in March of 2015. If you check the Get Involved section of the website, you find three options. The first is to become a prayer supporter, where they declare that God is worthy of public worship. In this part, you'll see a lot of references to Catholicism. Let's put a pin in that and we'll come back to it later. You can get involved by becoming a volunteer. Unfortunately, the section for that is under construction. And finally, you can donate to the organization. There is a clickable link on this section, but when you do, it takes you to a page where the web host, Wix, informs you that external links can be added to your website. The same thing occurs when you click the register to vote link towards the bottom of the page. This organization is better at keeping their social media updated, but they operate similarly to those of the different Monarchist League chapters, just sharing anything about the British royals and an economic ideology they call distributism. What is distributism, you ask? Well, let's take that pin we said earlier and look at this party's platform. Aside from wanting to establish the monarch of the United Kingdom as the head of state of the United States, it also wants to transform the US economy into a distributionist one. Essentially, it's religiously motivated agrarian socialism. It's based on Catholic social teaching, which explains all the references to the Virgin Mary and rosaries. Advocates of this ideology try to argue that it isn't socialism, but when you use the phrase distribution of the means of production, you aren't fooling anybody. Yet despite all this, their website is non-active. They didn't even bother purchasing the domain name for it. Now, there are many reasons why this may have occurred. Perhaps someone else bought it before them, and so they couldn't buy that domain. But that can't be the case. I know this because, as you can see from my Hover account, I bought the domain name for RoyalistPartyUSA.com, and I'm not the one who prevented them from getting it in the first place because I bought it on January 19th, 2017, and the last time they updated their website was in 2015. I'm celebrating this channel hitting 1,000 subscribers with a Q&A video, so either leave your questions in the comments below or leave them in this video. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified of when new videos come out. Thanks for watching.